You might have a beautiful website. You might have an expensive website. And your beautiful, expensive website is doomed if it's not mobile friendly. I'll be back in 10 seconds to explain what you need to know. Hi, I'm Ross Barefoot with Horizon Web Marketing, and this is another Business Basic SEO video. If you're a geek, you don't need to hang around. Us business people are talking. Well, welcome to my old school office. If you're my age, saying old school might take you back to your first computer. For me, it was an ITT Extra with a 10 megabyte hard drive. I bought that in 1985 for $2,400. That means in inflation-adjusted dollars, I spent almost $6,000 on a machine with a 10 megabyte hard drive. Not gigabytes, megabytes. But you know, when I hear it, old school takes me even further back to the first piece of office automation that I truly coveted. Ah, there it is. Those sleek lines. I can almost hear the purring of that electric motor. An IBM Selectric typewriter. Now that was the hot setup back in, well, I'll leave the year to your imagination or your memory, depending on how old you are. But actually, to your average millennial or Generation Z internet user, this setup that I'm looking at here, it's pretty old school. Know why? Because I'm not visiting my favorite sites, researching and buying online with one of these. Actually, since this beat up Galaxy S5, I'm probably still old school just by waving it around. I can't tell you how many beautiful, expensive websites we run into that are not ready for today's website visitor. You may think it doesn't matter because your target visitor is not Generation Z. And by the way, here's a trivia tip. Generation Z is what follows the millennials, according to Forbes anyway. And you can remember that by thinking how many members of that generation have manifested the behavior of zombies due to digital addiction. But even if your target audience is people my age, in other words, Generation IBM Selectric, it matters tremendously whether or not your website is ready for mobile. And here's why. This year, Google is switching to mobile-first indexing. You don't need to understand indexing. The very fact that Google calls anything mobile first should clue you in. Google is now going to be viewing the mobile version of any website, including yours, as the primary, most important version of that website. Well, what if you don't have a mobile version of your website? Or what if the mobile version of your website is inadequate? That's going to mean that you'll have a disadvantage when it comes to showing up where you should in Google search results. If you're a C-suite executive or a business owner or maybe a senior manager, you might have been too busy with business to check your own website out. I know I always have been. A few weeks ago, I did a video explaining how you can tell if your own website is mobile friendly, and you can do it with a few minutes without even hiring a web developer. Now, I'll put a link to that video in the description for this one, and definitely take advantage of that video if you have a moment. Here's the takeaway, though, to this brief video. If you wonder whether your company is on top of this, right there, that's a bad sign. So the first thing you need to do is check your website out yourself. The second thing is you need to do whatever it takes to make sure your site is mobile friendly. And that might mean you need to call the geeks back into the room. By the way, developers and programmers, if you're still around, I'm really a geek deep down, so I was always on your side. If you don't take the necessary actions for your website to be mobile friendly, Google will not be so friendly to your site. I'm Ross Barefoot with Horizon Web Marketing and the Horizon Web Marketing Academy. If you need help, we offer training and consulting services. So take a moment and subscribe for more Business Basic SEO videos. And thanks for watching.